How's it, everybody? This is a business module by DJ Slaydem, Liam O'Reilly, a professional business module. We're going to try to go for a decent 45 minutes. So, this is a business module about getting back into business for big businesses, rock bands, rap music, people that are old people. But this is a business module for people that feel like, okay, look, you're old, so you want to get back into business. And it's not only for small businesses. We're going to do a big business, like a business with trillions of dollars, 900 trillion every day. So, okay, we know that we failed. So, this business module sounds easy. So, this business module is sort of like a different type of business module. It's also going to have social life. We're not going to talk about the ancient world. We're talking about the modern world. So we're not going to talk about the past or worry about peanuts. So a business module, because you must come back into business for rock bands, DJs, people that want to do Hollywood and stuff, or anybody that's trying to make money, right? So the first thing to do, right, you've got to follow the business module. So there's a lot of people. Of course, there's people, right? So it sounds easier, right? So it's a bit of a not about trying to avoid the monster. So definitely, it's a popular day. So you've got popular days for Friday, late night shopping Thursday, but the weekend definitely is going to be popular. Well, now the problems. The apex predator is definitely a danger, right? So there's no point putting bandanas down. So what it is also like a bit of economics. Obviously, the economic strategy is gonna be the decisive weapons, right? So this you've got to stick to this. So we're going for, because we've got episodes of things which I guess obviously it's bad, right? So then if it's bad, we just want to prove something, right? So there's different strategies. So the first strategy is a business module. So the first 2 minutes is not enough. So we need to not be greedy, but we want an episode, well, something professional, right? Well, then I guess it's obviously this thing is difficult. So we're going to focus on coming back into business with a professional business module, a module so that everyone, the cops, the government, or these so-called criminals, which I guess they're supposed to be gangsters, right? So I guess, well, with money, there's only ways you can do it is not being funny or something. But I guess, okay, they're professionals. So before professionals with guns or the cops, mate, which can just make you sober. So I guess it's a dream, right? So people are dreaming. So we're not going to focus on dead people or that right now. Business module is better to get back into life, which I guess sounds easy, right? So then probably these people are paid off. Maybe they were paid off $1 million each. But of course you've cheated. So let's cheat a bit. So then that's all right. So before some calamity happens, so what we want is a business module for boat companies, celebrities, people, not just where we're from. Whether it's New Zealand music or local groups is not so easy. So what you've got to learn to do is stand up first, walk around. Don't give away your freedom, but you got to have protection. You're not DJ Slater. But of course, don't ever give up your freedom. Because if you give up your freedom, it's not a good tactic. You've got to be like a physically fit matter. You've got to be, this is militarized gear. So if it's professionals, you've also got to do some sort of a standard tactic that's also classical because it's a module for Afghanistan, right? This is the American war, right? So that's what I'm saying. 6 months is easy. So I'm basing it on a military strategy that where we're going to try to rely on one module. Well, we're not going to listen to voices. Voices obviously have failed everybody. So it's not a subliminal message. So it's a module to come back into business. So the first thing you got to do is be available, right? So you need to have a recording of a proper scout or somebody who knows what's going on. Somebody who's going to put money. So money, of course, we're not going to be funny. Sounds easy. So we're not going to be too greedy. So we'll keep telling people just about 35 minutes, right? So we come in with it's supposed to be entertaining or something. Then it's got to be as some sort of like structure, right? So you've got to be prepared, planned. You've got to be scouting. You've got to be taking screen pics and pictures. Study your enemy. Learn the ship you live on. Then there's other things you got to do. Either than trying to be making comedy, pace yourself. Well, then if you can't pace yourself, then don't worry about old people or dead people. They're gone. Obviously, it's professionals, so that we're not going to be too greedy. Well, then, what I'm saying is a business module so you come back into business. Whether it's a boat company, a rock band, or somebody that you need to dig deep. And then, of course, you got to have a presence. You got to also realize people going to say that anyway. But you've got other things to deal with, man. Maybe trying to be available in people's lives. Love your enemies. Do something different. The education system that's not too long. It's 5 minutes. So yeah, this is a business module. We're not going to talk about the ancient world. While the ancient world is upon you, you know what I mean. It's just like the ancient world, but only I guess it's not too loud. So then, what's the sound? The sound of the Mekong Delta of a million Chinese soldiers sneaking past your Vietnam base. That's what I can hear. People leopard crawling, man. The thing is upon you. So we're not going to be too funny. So it's a business module in all situations. Play some DJ Slaydem stuff. Say that's DJ Slaydem. That guy's a drug dealer. He makes $900 trillion a day. Listen to what he's saying. It's him. It's him. It's him, which I like. Of course, with money you can mark tight, but we're talking about a business module because people seem like you failed. You can't fail unless this thing is a professional, right? So you've got to meet a standard. So I guess it's a business module to do also public appearances, social duties, also studying yourself. You've got to learn on YouTube. You've got decisive weapons, powerful weapons. One is the internet, a very powerful weapon, but you've got to be strategic. All you need is simple capability, man. You don't need too much to be a strategic weapon, you know what I mean. You just need some simple devices, a few cell phones, a laptop, that's it. Because simplicity is the best quality, right? Well, that's Michelangelo, Da Vinci, Italian marbles and stuff, which are made in marble, pure white, right? So is gold bars, so is life. It's simply too easy. So this is a business module also because look, okay, so you've got to pace yourself. There's economic benefits. While you get a different type of economy, obviously it's an economic strategy. So then the economics don't work out. So you've also got to do something for yourself. Maybe you can have some sort of currency in the next life because death is inevitable. So you've also got to live your life, but you can't be greedy. You've got to be sober enough to do some sort of recording that's not too long, but also you've also got to study on YouTube. YouTube, of course, is going to last longer. Well, then you've also got to do something like classical stuff. Like, of course, okay, you got all sorts of things, man. You don't need too much, bro, to contact the outside world. That's important, man. Facebook advertising and also the technology, man. Don't give all your secrets away. But sometimes don't drop any names. Make something for yourself. But of course, with a phone tablet, that's what it is. It's simple. Man's millions of years old. You have to want to live. Well, then I mean, you've got other things you have to do. You know what I mean? For once, you can do a business module from somebody that's definitely got money. Well, then of course you need gang territory. So you want numbers, right? So then play DJ Slaydem's shit. Then you'll have definitely a lot of gang members, and that's an economic strategy for prisoners, right? Just in case we in prison, which seems to be a pattern, right? You don't need to be a cop. Well, sometimes you need to be a brain scientist, bro, because it's an apex predator. Is a whole different module. So we want to focus on the business module for at least maybe 20 minutes, getting back into business for music groups in England. I've got cousins, DJ groups. What you need to do is also have people in your life. So you need to be like Lion King. You don't be too greedy, but you spend money on yourself. Money is good, yes. Of course, money is good. So if you get the money, you must share, right? And don't also be greedy for money. Well, I guess it's a module for people with money. You got to stop trying to watch TikTok, which is an enemy business, right? So now in the 9 minutes, it's classical, right? So you need the classical gangster stuff, because obviously now it's an apex predator problem. But what the business module, it's easier to swap technology. But with technologies, they're easily beaten. Easily with this technology, you can call an airstrike. It's a decisive weapon. You can hold on to this, but not too much. They can also spy on you. Easily you can enter cell phones. You also got to throw it away for the community want the music and stuff. That's a whole nother module. But with this business module, it's just a few phones. Not. Don't be too fancy. Don't be too luxurious. You've also got to look at somebody else's opulence. Somebody who you know is a rich person. It's all right to follow someone. And it's all right to scout, and it's also all right to open some sort of business, a cake business with decent quality than the slums of India or Jamaica or even these places, Nigeria. You got to start off somewhere where the quality is good. That's gonna beat any business, even if it's a chapati business or Nando's or even DJ Slaydem's business. Simple gimmicks of quality. You know what I mean? Some Versace or something. Not to show off. But of course it's one sided. So we're doing a bit of a hack, right? Well, then it's a cheat, right? Well, it's better than jerking off all day. Then if you can maybe jerk off once or just a little bit of drugs. But eventually you have to be sober. Or you have to be this gangster, right? So you can't be by yourself. Well, we're coming by Frap now. It's a business module. If you want to make nice rap music, you need a bit of TLC. You need to put a bit of time. You can't just be spitting anything, and not in this modern day and age. Well, so DJ Slade, I'm gonna mark tight. I only want the best. If nobody's gonna listen, then you've got to do something for people who want to listen. Then you've got to think of other things like social life activities. If you're a celebrity, you're not safe ever. And this is your enemies, your families, your friends. You get powerful enemies, man. Witchcraft, simple things that I'm not going to talk about now. But obviously, don't lose your citizenship and your passport freedom. Then you can't get out of America. You can't get out of Africa. You got to focus on trying to be fast. You got to also to have a network of your own, like an intelligence operative. That's all you need. Simple things to be in control. Don't try to be a soldier. Try to be the general. Even better, be the president or field marshal. Do some sort of like a politician's campaign for people to support you. Then you can get away with anything, but not now. This obviously has become a apex predator. Easily, you can enter the matrix. But with this is also a danger. They can track you down. With this, the microphone can listen to 20,000 kilometers. And also, this is a important weapon. You've got to keep one spare. That's a secret not many going to get. You've got to have a lot of this, not too much. Simple laptop things like that, then you can communicate with the cops. Now you can call the very bacon. You see why gangsters are happy? Because now you can call the government. But that's all right. So you want to go slowly. Because it's a business module also for the bacon, the cops, to hold the brake, mate. One day, obviously, you're going to die, right? So the best thing to do, have something, an emergency, man. Obviously, it's not over. But if it's not over, then you need to meet the standard. Well, then it's an apex predator is upon you. There's still other things you got to retreat, and also you got to do something for yourself, right? So a lot of planning, research. You've also need preparation. The more planning and research and preparation is going to be decisive, but you've got to cut it off. You don't need to learn a lot, man. You just need a phone. And education, if you're going to use all of that, you need to do it fast when you're 17, like what I done. I can talk about myself, but I'm coming from a life already. You've got athletics and all of those things. That's important. So we want to stick with the business module. So we don't want to be too greedy, right? Because they've got episodes and episodes of nonsense where people are making money. So obviously they've got some entourage or apex predator. So you've met your match. Well, that's why I feel happy. Well, then now you can take your time now. Now you that's the right thing to do. So, well, we've only got about maybe 17, 20 minutes left, which is good. So we don't want to be too greedy as well. But of course, you can use YouTube as much as possible. There's no point getting a job. It'll obviously be on the internet, right? Then it doesn't matter where you are, even in Mogadishu, all right? If you're in the slums of UK, let's go somewhere reasonable. New Zealand or something, West Auckland, easier. Obviously, public transport has to come. Well, then without your freedom, then you're going to live in an ever tighter world. Then you've got to now be reasonable now, logical, and you've got to be sober, which is easily said than done in a world where they're professionals, right? So don't be expecting too much. You've also got to pace yourself. But what this is the economic structure of you're supposed to be a queen or king, right? So it's a module. So you've also got to retreat. You've also got to try to not listen to those things, get protection. Try to get scouts and also listen to subliminal messages. Of course, these people got some sort of iPhone or something. This is rugged, it's raw, it's dependable. It's also easily to throw away. Obviously, you can hack a phone, but not all the phones. Obviously, one for too long, there's people who are just going to be after you. They've been after you since high school. They've been semi-professionals. So you've only got a short term, but I'm not surprised. It's an apex predator. It's something, of course, you're blaming yourself. But this module, of course, you've also got to rely on YouTube, right? Because it's going to last longer. So it'll make a lot of good, like a challenge, secret society. Money, I see no problem with paying debts off. Also favors and also trying to get notoriety is a whole different module. But in this module, it's also like you've got to use YouTube for other reasons, like English lessons. You also got to do something for yourself and prisoners and a whole lot more. English is a good thing. With English, obviously, you don't worry about views. Try to get some work done. Money comes after because you've got apex predators, problems, witchcraft, but not this module. This module is also it's easy. It's easy how you face life. You've just got to be reasonable with yourself. You've got to get just simple things in your life, not too much. If it's time to be broke, it's time to be broke. If it's time to be a gangster, time to be a gangster. If it's time to be the strategic weapon, then you need this sort of thing, but not too much. The simplicity of quality is simple, bro. You got to do something that's simple, classical. Don't be too futuristic. Star Wars is not allowed. So it's just simple gimmicks that just make it easier for everybody. Like in case you who wants to go out anyway, but so you refuse. So I don't want to go out. But then in case you have to go out, you need to spend money. You need to have things for emergency and a lot of reasons. So going for public appearances, the mall, not trying to be too political, trying to advertise for these gang members, drug addicts who obviously been robbed, and the same society. You've got to focus on your freedoms while you're depending on something is a danger. It's proven, it's failed too many times. So if it's failed too many times, then play some DJ Slaydem. You're allowed. Then of course you'll find some sort of banking system where you can have some other currency. Because money, of course, is good as far as you can have an episode, which I guess sounds easy, but that's 17 minutes. So it's also timing yourself, not too long, hour, not one or two, but also you've got to be like not unavailable. Be available in people's lives. You need to have a relationship with everybody. You've also got to give yourself a break, and you've also got to come back in business. You've got to dig deep. So the more you stand up is medicine because your blood's going to circulate for once. For once, you're not sitting on your ass. For once, you're not working. For once, you can see as a big boss around, which is a module for big businesses who are afraid of the cemetery, which is inevitable. You got to live for once. You can't live in these places. But I guess it could be a nice place, but we're not worried about peanuts now. It's too late. Obviously, now this is a history lesson for Napoleon and all Alexander the Great and the ancient world, the Caesars, the army, easily beaten. Easily you take over the world. If you can only listen, they're upon you. Or could it be some sort of real apex predator, which is too late at the end? So this is also like some sort of competition as well. Well, which I guess secret societies are good for people. So if it is the past, then it's upon you. So I guess you've also got to be like logical. That's easy to face life. Be logical. You know what I mean? Be realistic. And also be simple. Don't be expecting something to levitate if it's not allowed. Then obviously they're going to go for Star Wars first. Too many people trying to go for George Lucas and Star Wars with the lightsabers. Not enough people trying to think about gang mentality. Too many people trying to be a troublemaker, which I guess is a whole module because they're professional. So definitely these people will blow you away. So instead of trying to ponder about it, you need to be realistic. You still need to sleep in this place, homie. How can we sleep in a place like this? Then we definitely need some sort of thing for tomorrow or something we need to put on the streets right now. We need to put work, you know what I mean? Instead of trying to worry about all the snitching and the cops. Definitely they're going to latch on. So play DJ Slater. Then for once you're in a secret society. For once you've made it to the apex predator. Instead of trying to worry about money. Money is not a problem anymore. Endless possibility. We're trying to stay simple. Trying to learn health tactics. Stay away from the doctor. Stay away from these fast foods. Those, of course, are dangerous, but there's a lot of medicine from talking like this. Neuroscience and quantum physics, mathematics, all works with the body. It's got trillions of life forms. So perhaps something is watching people. But this is also a medicine, right? Not just a module. Because you want to be the boss. Well, you've got to stand the whole day. If you want to be building spaceships and taking over the world, of course it's going to be one-sided. But I guess then it's also like not just a business module. It's also like trying to do public appearances at malls and pubs and clubs, and also trying to bring back the city, opening up the Britain Mart like the dream or something. Of course, people are dreaming of how it used to be when you could go to the city, the pubs, everything's good. While it's also for tourism businesses, and also you've got to dig deep yourself, because there's no point in trying to be a boss if you're not a boss. So I guess it's easy. It's easy to do public appearances, small, closer, even if you're stuck in one place. Then at least the people close are supposed to be on your side. But this is a whole different business module for the apex predator, because no one's on your side. You can't even get $10. Well, obviously the social welfare is the most important. Well, for me, I see that like that's food in the ancient world, like some sort of dinosaurs by a waterhole. So that's where you're going for meat. So that's allowed. That's how I see social welfare. It's all right. There's so many things on social welfare, but this business module is for when you study. You have to study something easily: accounting, carpentry, not laboring or welding. Welding is too stupid. Those other things are also too difficult. You got to do something that's like traffic control, perfectly fine. Laboring, not good. Then you're going to be on the tools of your life. House building is timber is going to be good. Then you can become a house builder. Then you can do real estate and something. You can study something else, pace your life. Maybe you can do Hollywood photography and music. Then you can become a film producer, because you're going to be studying on YouTube. And before you study is planning, preparation, learn about what's in your area. Africans, incorporating something else than Nigerian music. If you want nice rock music, then you've got to put some time in, money, but you've also got to try to come back, not too much nonsense hip hop or anything that's going to cause a race war, and not something that's professionals. So I guess it's also more than a business module. It's making public appearances, and you've also got to pay your debts off, my day. And sometimes you got to go with episodes, because you got episodes of that shit. So it's about coming back into business. Business is good for the community, even if you're selling cakes. If you're making some good music, some good rock music, I'll be surprised. And to come back is more than physical power. You need to do like a whole lot of things. And this is a community module. Whether you want a DJ business or restaurant, even a chapati business, you got to put quality, classical quality. Not too spicy, not too rotten. You've got to put effort in your life. You've got to be healthy yourself, clean. You've got to meet this standard. Then you can do a lot of things, man. And information on Facebook is important. Obviously, advertising on Facebook business card will be way more, because then you'll have thousands of customers. Then you've got to meet the standard. If you can't meet the standard, time to cut you out of the deal. Which I guess you've been cheating too much. Too many times you failed. So now it's time to close the door at you, man. Before you rape a girl or do some sort of cyber attack. But this is what it's for. When they're trying to do those cyber attacks and the party now is getting too loud, just play this bullshit. Then it'll kill everyone's buzz, because they'll be too scared now. They'll say, hey, I can certainly get hurt with this guy. I could die. You know what I mean? Then they'll listen. Then they'll think it's going to go on for hours. That should be enough time to split out of there. Just play this somehow. Just play DJ Slaydem. So I'll try to give you about 35 minutes. That should be enough. Even if you're playing it loud, then you know what I mean, they'll be disorientated. It's like one of these SWAT team bombs. You know what I mean? You can use it for multiple strategies, which I guess we're now at the end of the battle. So, like the ancient world, slogging it out 30 minutes. That's how long you got to be fighting with swords and shields. That doesn't make sense dreaming about the ancient world anymore. Because obviously there was something hidden there, something dangerous and powerful. So if they were gonna take over, obviously now they've met an apex predator. So definitely you need to be careful. These are professionals. Don't be too greedy, and you've also got to do territory, important things, patrolling for yourself, eyes on, hands on, but not too much. Rely on a system, rewards, a money system, gimmicks, and anything's possible with DJ Sladen. While with money you can definitely change the outcome. You've also got to listen and realize you need an escape. You can't escape by yourself. Then forever they'll be after you. They've been after you since high school. They've been professionals. Now the whole world is involved. So it's way better. But then, of course, this is going to teach also anybody they can ambush you. That's the big bad world. You'll be ambushed at any time now. Don't be expecting DJ Slaydem to be everywhere. I first want to know the truth, and I first want some sort of things. If I just look and see no videos, then no surprise. I'll be surprised if people do it. It's a time to listen. It's not a time to mess around. I'm taking everything serious. So then I guess for people who joke around, let them joke around. Then surely the lawnmower will be coming to cut people down. And then I guess you've also got to not worry about views. Try to give a girlfriend. Then we can learn about women. Then we can try to go out for once. Then we can try to be normal. But I guess, okay, we're not going to be too greedy. So we don't want something too long. Then of course, it'll be like, hey, this is an hour of nonsense. Not too many, because then you also got to sit for an hour. You're waiting too long. You know what I mean? You want something that's also just going to cut off, and then you can suddenly attack people or something. You know what I mean? But obviously, every 35 minutes in a war zone is dangerous unless you come with a different strategy. Like an American army where you got to meet trust campaigns. You do other things, boxes of tea, cake shops. You try to do a standard like an NFL team. You got to be prepared with water, Gatorade, food, emergency, and always ready to call the cops only for emergency. Stop trying to call the cops every time. You've also got to realize, hey, there's a whole neighborhood can come after you. You know, the whole world can come after you. Sometimes the streets are not good, bro. Don't try to jump in front of a car. But if everything's gonna be problem, separated is better. But that's a whole different thing. You've got to have territory, information. As much information is all right. You always need like a military system. Somebody has to be with the important person. Unfortunately, mate, it's apex predator. Stop feeling sorry about people. You feel sorry about somebody, you'll be worried about some dead skinny white girls. Then you'll be back in trouble trying to fight with somebody that's an apex predator, which is a whole different danger. But this economic strategy is to swap technology, you know what I mean, which is good if you're going to live for eternity. There's no point seeing the same vampire, but sometimes you want to see what your neighborhood can do. How long can you stand? And definitely with a phone is good, but with two phones, not in this day and age. This day and age, DJ Slater is not allowing anybody to come back. But of course, you need to scout. You also need to be fair to yourself, be reasonable, logical, not too greedy, not too weak. Otherwise, definitely they'll take over. So you want a recording that's also lawful, one that makes a bit of sense, something so they know you're reading something. Also, you've got to follow like a strategy, and you know important things meet those. You've also got to make appearances for yourself, because then you got a close protection for the rest of your life. So then what the episode is not just a business module getting protection for people, teaching people gang mentality, because surely you'll have gang power after this, because then they'll say that's a big gangster is all over, you know what I mean. So straight away there'll be law and order. You have to have law and order. And then of course it's psychological warfare. Then you break in the will to survive for them to come back, because now they're mentally broken. Now they're physically beaten. Then that's another strategy, but this is also a bit of witchcraft. So now we're at the end of the episode. So we can be a bit patient. You know what I mean? Smoke a bit of joint, just a little bit. Drink, and also realize maybe this thing exists. You know what I mean? Maybe this person is an apex predator, is a danger. Obviously, the world does a lot of things. So instead of trying to talk about yourself, or talk about what you could do some sort of thing that's prove that you're what you are. But too many people have failed. Too many times this thing has disappeared. So then you've got a lot of reasons to follow someone. So then now you've also got to do something. It's the end now. So you can't be too greedy, because they'll listen to you, they'll hear you talking for an hour. Then surely somebody will blow your head out, because they'll say, hey, what you talking about? You making a video or something, especially now. Now you need to have the ability of the thing you're dreaming about, which which is like all these things are obviously ways of causing problems. And I guess there's no better problem than your own technology. But you've also got to be realistic. You've also got to be logical. You can't do something now when the enemy is upon you. And now this is the end of the thing. You don't be too greedy. And don't try to be like some rapper, man. There's too much shit music out there, man. If you're not gonna make nice music, then people want to listen for a reason. To heal your ears. It's a secret medicine. It's not just about listening. Those people will be disorientated because of the sudden change of volume and stuff, and you just cut and run and call the cops. You know what I mean? And then don't come back. Then let the cops deal with it. Then pack up and move. You can't stay in the fire zone. Staying in the combative zone is not going to work with a soldier. You can't stay in enemy's territory. It will never work out. But this is for people that are in enemy territory. The last 5 minutes is probably they check, hey, what's going on here, mate? I'm surrounded. Could be surrounded by cops already. But for sure, definitely there'll be a gun in your face if you play DJ Slaydem, mate. DJ Slaydem, obviously, they'll say, what you doing? You're playing DJ Slaydem, which I guess don't be greedy. But I guess it's a wounded place, it's retarded. So then I guess you've got every excuse. So we have to put something out, a business module, coming back into business, and also just to prove a point, man, some sort of strategy as well, and also some sort of distractions is very good, man. I don't mind the distractions. So we want a good 35-minute distraction. Also for myself. Sounds a bit stupid. You can be caught in situations, man, where you got to be watching this nonsense, right? So you rather give them some psychological warfare. You know what I mean? A bit of torture now. They start saying, hey, who you talking to? You're talking to somebody, you know what I mean? Find this thing implemented in society. A popular day, man. The weekend, Friday, Saturday, time to pounce like the Black Panther. But that's all about anti-pornography and following the law. Secrets that people deserve to live and learn. Follow the law. It's easy, man. Follow the law, learn English, and also don't try to be dodgy, but don't be too funny. But I guess don't be too greedy, man. But the last 4 minutes, of course, people tell the truth. But the simplest quality is going to make life better, especially now when times are hard. Certainly now we are in danger now, and then more than ever before. But like so what I'm saying is, definitely you've got to be logical, but also you've got to be realistic. You've got to remember what you're doing. So I guess it has to go out. So then probably who needs a microphone? If you've got a microphone in this day and age, somebody will blow your head off now for listening to music. You know what I mean? The SWAT team is always at your door. But of course, you need evidence, right? So then just blame DJ Slaydem also. Well, then we'll disorientate people. You know what I mean? They'll be disorientated now. They'll be totally bedazzled, and that's all tactics of outflanking, maneuvering, disguises, distractions, and also trying to also leave a bit of a Hansel and Gretel for yourself, just in case these people blow your head away, man. A lot of people are gone. Some good people are down. You're always going to need that certified gangster, which is a secret society. So yeah, we'll try to send this thing out, man. But I guess let's see what the firepower is all about, matter. Instead of trying to ponder about these things, apex predator's dangerous. It's time you take a whole lot of shit serious. But first thing you need to do, man, make something for prisoners, people, and definitely, man, it's the weekend. You got to enjoy the weekend, but don't be too courageous. Scout around. Scout around is how I'm winning. And use technology. Be realistic. Don't be too expensive. Be just simple. Don't be too gangster, but you just also got to don't try to enter Mad Max. Then surely you'll be sending a message to somebody who's dead already. And then of course you will definitely end up dead. Well, if you mess with DJ Slaydem, definitely, man, this apex predator, you do that sort of shit, man, you'll find nothing else but trouble. So then you've also got to fight for something else, something that's logical. Too many people are unrealistic. Too many people don't want to grow up. And right now is the worst time of any relationship, because if it's still waiting 30 35 minutes, it wants to kill you or something. That's what I mean. So you time also. Like, why is this guy waiting around for so long? So you need to, if he's there after 15 minutes or halfway, he's trying to do something. He wants you pack up and move out. But if he doesn't, that's all right. Then you'll have something to watch with him. Then you'll know DJ Sladen by now. Say that's the top tsotsi now. He's definitely telling the truth now. Struggle is over, mate. Which is all about appearances and trying to be more than the Black Panther. Black Panther can't fight against the whole Thanos and his army, right? But you've also got to have people around you. Well, then you want people, right? People that are not going to rob you, or people that are not going to dentists that's going to work. Surely you want a better India or Africa or anyway. Well, then if you want to end to the nonsense, you've also got to let go, mate. You've also got to be a reliable. And in a business, mate, absorb the opportunity. Learn as much. Learn about the world. Or follow DJ Slaydem's philosophy. Put money down. Have gang territory. People in your life. Then surely you can face an apex predator. But not anymore. Apex Predators are a whole different episode. So you've got to stick to a business module, and you've got to also be logical, a bit weird, but also be realistic. Try to come back into business for colored people, the community, anything else than black people. Don't be too racist, bro. And of course, don't start a race war. But that's the end of the thing, man. Business module for rock bands, super yachts, even a Japati business. Just in this module, and who cares about money? If you got $900 trillion, then I guess do other things than try to get a girlfriend, but not now. Just enjoy solo life. It's a way better life. But of course, if you've got children, regard them as passengers. But that's a whole different episode. We want something soluble, something currency, something that in case of emergency, there's something else to watch. You know what I mean? Now you know definitely it's party time. So you want something else to watch that's going to keep you in the vicinity. It's a whole different type of warfare. I'm basing on the American army. While my brother is a soldier. Well, so am I. Well, I'm going for the American army, which is all about trust campaigns, learning about your environment and being in there for long term. We're talking a 10-year deployment or something. Well, that's the end of the module, mate. Don't be too greedy.